But our final news story, yep, we're ready at the final news story. I told you this was going to be a shorter one, but we got stuff we could talk about. This one I'm very interested in. It's a possible, rumored, seems like very likely AEW New Japan Super Show. New Japan is no stranger to Super Shows, as they have one coming up with All Japan soon. It's I can't remember, I think it's a Cork and Hall anniversary show. They've done big Super Shows they've done big Super Shows in the past with WCW, most notably Starrcade in the Tokyo Dome in 1991. And they've done big shows with Ring of Honor, most notably the G1 Supercard in 2019. But with that, we've got another New Japan Supercard show. This time is rumored to be with All Elite Wrestling. So the first time we heard about this was last week from Voices of Wrestling on their Super J-Cast podcast. They stated that a AEW New Japan Super Show was slated for Thursday, June 23rd in Chicago at Wrigley Field. Now, the interesting thing there is it's a Thursday, and we'll talk about all that here in a moment. But then over the weekend on the Sunday Night Main Event podcast, Dave Meltzer was on and also spoke about these rumors, stating, quote, "I heard the rumors of New Japan AEW show, and the only thing I can say is I asked and I wasn't denied." Or it wasn't denied. It wasn't confirmed, and they're not going to confirm to me the surprise. So, to me, that leaves that one on the table as a potential surprise, because if they are not doing the show, I believe I would have been told we're not doing the show. So I think there's smoke to the fire. So Tony Khan, we know the relationship between Tony Khan and Dave Meltzer. They talk a lot, and Dave's been very transparent on, when there's surprises, Tony doesn't tell me. But when there's rumors, Tony will tell me that's not true. That's not happening. So for Meltzer to not be told we're not doing that does lead one to believe, that could actually be happening, because they wouldn't deny it to Dave. And so maybe this is going to happen. Now, we all know that this show will garner interest. It's both New Japan and it's AEW. And if the New Japan ROH G1 Supercard show had such interest, this one should have even more interest. This one should not sell out, or should not have an issue selling out, just like the last one did. And I mean, a number of the guys that were promoted for that big show, the one between ROH and New Japan, they're now AEW. Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. You've got like Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian and a number of others as well. You don't have Cody anymore, though. Don't have Cody. But I think it'll be fine. But here's the other things. Thursday, June 23rd, the Chicago Cubs are on the road all week. So that's not an issue. That means they can get in there a day or two before, maybe a day before, set everything up, and there we go. They don't need to worry about, oh, crap, it's a Cubs game the day before. We got to hustle to get the stage and everything set up the day of. No, that's not an issue. But it being on a Thursday is the weird one. That's the weird one. Because if we look at the AEW schedule, I believe they're in Milwaukee the day before. Let me just double check this. So it'll be June 22nd. Milwaukee. The day before, they're in the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. Now I want to see the distance between the two. If we go UW Milwaukee Panther Arena to Wrigley Field on the map. So directions, Wrigley Field. Only an hour and a half to 2 hour drive with traffic. So that's not bad at all. Wednesday night, they do Milwaukee. Drive an hour and a half to 2 hours depending on traffic, which that late at night, that probably shouldn't be much. And there we go. So that's actually makes me think even more that this could be happening on that Thursday. Because it's like, we know that AEW likes to do things where they can keep their guys on the road. It's not like road, home, road. No, they like to do things in succession. So it's like, you're on the road, we'll work you. If we need multiple dates in a week, we'll work them all together. And there we go. The Thursday thing is still weird to me, but at the same time, it's like, okay, bring him into Milwaukee on Tuesday night. They work Milwaukee Wednesday. Wednesday night, we all drive to Chicago. And there we go. We work the show in Chicago at Wrigley Field. So again, I don't have any problems not problems. I don't have any. I just lost my train of thought. I believe this is very feasible. Again, the Thursday thing is throwing people off, throwing me off. It's like, why Thursday? But hey, if that's how they want to do it, that's how they can do it. Now the big question is, who works this show? One would assume the Young Bucks are going to be on it. One would assume Okada, Tanahashi. We do know that. When's that DC show? New Japan DC. Because we do know some stuff for that. Capital Collision taking place May 14th. And we already know that show is going to see Ishii versus Eddie Kingston. And Jon Moxley did call out Tomohiro Ishii. No, not Tomohiro Ishii. Called out... my mind just blanked again. Moxley called out Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's who it was. Hiroshi Tanahashi. And so it's not like those matches can take place on the Super Show. They're taking place in May, a month before. But if you look at the New Japan roster, you would think guys like Jay White. You would think guys, maybe you do the big CM Punk versus Kenta match. That would be really big. You can do Okada versus Omega. Maybe Omega's back by then. We still have no indications, no clues on when Omega could be returning. But, you know, if we think about it, a number of matches, big matches, could take place on this show. And I think it would be a really, 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 really fun show for AEW New Japan to do together. Great setting in Wrigley Field. I've never been to Wrigley Field myself, but I've watched plenty of games on television. It always looks like a cool place to have a ball game. So why not be a cool place? What's it called? Have a wrestling show. You know, this show could be amazing. Amazing. And it's like you can throw Darby in a match. Like if we look at and remember, this isn't just limited to like the New Japan Strong roster or the New Japan roster. This is both of those rosters. And then there's the other question we have to ask as well. Will this be New Japan versus AEW matches? Or will it just be a super show where we've got like AEW matches and New Japan matches? Or maybe we get a match where it's like, I don't know, Tanahashi and Darby Allin against Moxley and Shota Umino or something like that. You know what I mean? We don't know what kind of matches they would want on this as well. So a lot of questions to be asked, a lot of questions to be answered. And my final question is, could this be Tony Khan's big announcement for Wednesday? AEW did announce last week that Tony Khan does have a huge announcement coming up this Wednesday on Dynamite. Could that be the announcement of this Super Show? They need to put tickets. If they're going to do it June 23rd, tickets need to go on sale like last week. I know this will most likely sell out in like a week, if not faster. But they need to get tickets on sale now. Yes, I do know that, Chase Douglas. I mean, I think this show has tremendous possibilities. You can do so many cool different things here. I mean, fuck it. Give me Darby Allin versus Filthy Tom. Give me Darby versus Filthy. But with that, we'll follow this story. Seems like we get a tiny bit more about it every couple of days. So if we hear anything else in the next couple of days, then we'll bring it to you guys here. Pro Wrestling Unlimited.